Hey guys, this is Mini Leon here. Today I will be showing you 50 plus written testimonials from the Self-Healers Protocol by Dr. Darko Velcek. These testimonials can already be found on Darko's website and his Facebook page, but these testimonials are currently a bit all over the place. Sometimes they're in different languages, and I think they could be summarized way better, and I think it's a good idea to have them all in one location, so that's the purpose of this video. I will also be voicing over these testimonials to make them even more digestible, and I hope we can collect more testimonials in video format or in written format to help convince people to try out the protocol, because it's helped so many of us. So let's get right into it. Testimonial 1 by Reb. I read your book and have watched many of your videos and articles. A few days after receiving your email, I decided to start the SHP protocol, and honestly, I'm blown away by the changes I've already experienced. The improvements have been remarkable. My joint stiffness has completely disappeared. I feel far more flexible and can move with ease. My sleep quality has improved dramatically. I wake up every morning feeling refreshed, almost like I did when I was a kid. My belly fat has been melting away. It's reduced by almost half the size since I started. My eyesight began improving after just 1 week, and I feel a deep sense of physical and mental clarity, like my body and mind are cleaner and more balanced. The body temperature fluctuations I used to experience at night have completely stopped. I have much more energy and better focus, and I'm getting far more done each day because of that. Most importantly, I've reconnected with a sense of lightness and joy. The holistic mind-body-soul approach of these changes has been truly profound for me. Testimonial 2 by Orion. I've been sticking to the protocol for 5 days now, and the results are amazing so far. Everything Darko explained in his videos about the beginning stage of drinking plasma is turning out to be true, and I'm so grateful to have found this information because the real proof is in how I feel. The difference is so noticeable, it touches on miraculous. Testimonial 3 by Donna. Hi Darko, I think you are a genius. My whole family has been following the protocol for about 2 months now. At first we were using a Rife machine daily because I had purchased one years ago, and as you know, they're extremely expensive. While the Rife machine was somewhat helpful, a couple of weeks ago I decided to purchase the back machines from Soda, since the back pulsers were with magnetic and electrical fields. We now have the large handle pulser as well as the silver pulser, the one that straps into the wrist. And wow, what a difference. The back pulser has made a huge impact. We've been experiencing strong detox symptoms, which actually feels encouraging. My entire family agrees that the back pulser seems to be doing much more than the Rife machine, and because of that, we're now spending hours following the pulsar protocol. I've spent many years exploring natural remedies. I lost my faith in the medical community at least 15 years ago, but even many natural healing approaches rely on things like garlic and remedies that can interfere with hydration. Your approach truly resonates with me, and I genuinely believe in what you're doing. It's been amazing. For the first time, I feel like my family actually has a real chance at good health. Thank you so much. Testimonial 4 by Joe. I started your water and salt protocol about 10 days ago. The changes have been remarkable, some happening within minutes on the very first day. Almost immediately, my nasal mucus became more fluid, and for the first time in over 10 years, my sense of smell began returning. Long-term symptoms of dehydration, despite previously drinking 4 liters of water daily, have significantly improved since adding salt. I've also experienced major relief in chronic joint pain that I struggled with for 40 years. The pain, the stiffness, and need for adjustments have noticeably decreased. My body temperature and energy levels are improving, my eyesight feels clearer, and my dry eyes are now gone. I've noticed signs of detox, including nasal discharge and changes in my urine. My appetite has decreased naturally. My skin is less dry and I'm sweating normally again. Even colors appear brighter, and my breathing feels more hydrated. To my surprise, salted water now tastes better to me than actual plain water. Testimonial 5 by Unknown. Darko, I've been drinking nothing but reverse osmosis purified water with sea salt in it for the past 3 years. I've been drinking the banana bow egg coconut oil shake for breakfast every morning, about 300 times a year. I avoid all dietary carbs as much as possible and mainly consume 100% grass-fed meat and dairy products for dinner. I've not experienced any major cleansing symptoms and have never gotten sick. I feel amazing. Thank you for your excellent articles and insights. Testimonial 6 by Mark. First of all, thank you so much for everything you do. I often tell my father, family, and friends that you are one of the most important voices in this space. I've been following you and your protocols on both YouTube and BitChute for the past few years, and I've applied many of the approaches we talk about, such as the sea-salt hydration and colloidal silver protocols, along with your guidance on diet, including focusing on meat and avoiding fruits and vegetables. Much of what you share aligns strongly with what I've discovered from my own experimentation and research, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. Your knowledge has truly helped me through many bouts of illness and what felt like potentially life-threatening situations after years of struggling with my own health. Like many others, I can personally say that your work has made a real difference in my life. From my own experience, you come across as someone who genuinely cares, a good man with a big heart. The protocols have even helped my dog at times, in situations where I might have otherwise taken him to the vet. For that, I'm also incredibly grateful. Thank you again for everything you share and the effort you put into helping others. It means a great deal. Next testimonial is by Jamie G. Caitlin and myself want to thank you for the bottom of our heart. Riley is still in your protocol and she's doing great. She's over all her other allergies except for eggs, and it's because my wife is scared to death to try her on it. That was the only allergen that she was anaphylaxis to. I'm sure she will be fine though, because she's definitely a different child now. We will try her on it soon. Next testimonial is by MJ Maloney. I really need to comment here for anyone with dental issues thinking about the protocol. I've broken a canine tooth and it was extremely sore / swollen or abscessed. I've read Darko Velcek's book and I knew I should try colloidal silver, but I have no idea what that was. So I just stuck to plasma drinking and the infection went away on its own. The pain is gone completely, literally completely gone. Now every now and then it'll get swollen a bit or sore, but it's only for about a day, which usually happens at night. Next testimonial is by Stefan. Thank you sincerely for all the work that you do. I can't begin to express my gratitude for everything in your books and articles and what they have taught me. For the past 2 months, I've started eating carbohydrates again after 1.5 years of eating properly. And I feel absolutely awful. My adrenaline has returned, I'm extremely anxious and irritable, and my sleep disorder has returned full force. This to me confirms that everything you're sharing with us about dietary glucose is true. It's just a shame that this knowledge is so hidden from the general public. Next testimonial is by Petra. I've been drinking plasma for 5 weeks now. 50% of my 3-year-old feet warts have disappeared. I'm shocked how fast the results are. Thank you. Next testimonial is by another person suffering from wart issues. I've struggled with warts since I was 20. I've been to countless doctors. I had 35 birth off at one sitting twice. Talk about painful. Why 35? My insurance would only cover 25, but the doctor did 10 more for free. And they always reappeared. I just want you to know, Darko, they're going away now, finally. I'm not a saint of your protocol. I do my best. But even that is working better than any other doctor's advice. Or surgical treatment. It is a slow process, but I feel good knowing my body is taking care of itself. I'm 64. Many other things are improving, such as my hair and nails, my eyebrows are going back. The cleansing and detox isn't fun, but I now realize I was stronger when the illness runs its course. Taking your advice about only using natural oils or fats on my skin, such as larded coconut oil, has helped me more than any other special $30 cream. Next testimonial is by Angela. I continue to marvel at the texture of my skin now that I am hydrated, and know that if the exterior looks this great, the interior must also be getting healthy. For example, those age spots or liver spots on my hand and arms have light. I had 2 on my right hand that were black, and the smaller spots have almost entirely faded. This is what I'm using as a gauge for my own progress. Thanks again for having the courage to risk the wrath of the establishment. Many do not know that they are wrong, just that they spent as much as 20 years studying in school and training and spending tens of thousands of dollars. They are invested in being right in spite of the truth. Keep up the great work of informing us of this truth. Next testimonial is by Jelena. I want to thank Darko for the knowledge he selflessly shares. His advice has changed my life for the better. With Darko's help, switching to a carbohydrate-free diet was not difficult, and it brought me numerous benefits. Problems with veins and capillaries disappeared, as well as spine problems. My skin significantly improved. I can enjoy the sun without spots and burns, and that I do not have to eat so often, while I still feel full of energy. I'm grateful to Darko for helping me to get rid of my bad habits, such as coffee and sugar. Under Darko's influence, I managed to be one of the people who don't even try alcohol at parties, and to feel cheerful and aware that I am able to enjoy myself without such a stimulant. Most of all, I'm grateful that with the help of the knowledge I received from Darko, I'm no longer afraid of diseases. I realized that all diseases are the result of toxicity, and I took an active role in my health through constant cleansing of my body, hydration, and proper nutrition. Despite the fact that I work in healthcare, I always ask for Darko when it comes to health. Using Darko's knowledge, I'm constantly helping the people around me who are open to it, and I wish all people were ready to receive Darko's knowledge, because it heals. Next testimonials by Z. I'm feeling much better. I didn't want to rush to tell you my previous message because I wanted to be sure the improvement would last. I didn't want to get ahead of myself, but now I can confidently say that I'm truly excited about the progress. For the first time in 18 years, I went to the beach in the middle of the day and did not get burned. I gradually increased my sun exposure each time, and most recently I stayed in the sun for a full hour without experiencing any negative symptoms I used to have. No pain, no high fever, no migraines. That alone feels incredible. I finally feel like I have healthy, beautiful skin. Everyone, truly everyone, has been complimenting me and asking if I've done something different. My family keeps saying, "You've never looked better." They know how many diets and treatments I've tried over the years, and they keep saying, "Finally it's something that works." I do still suffer from some lower back pain due to a fall on my pelvic side, but I am attending physiotherapy and expecting it to improve. You have no idea how thankful I am for your work. I tell everyone about you, although it's rare to find people who are truly willing to commit. After losing about 10 relatives to cancer the past 2 years, including my father and my sister who are currently still fighting it, I think that all that I've been through has made me more determined to truly commit to the protocol. And I can honestly say, I even enjoy the discipline sometimes. Thank you so much for everything. I am deeply grateful and very happy to have your support. Next testimonial is by Dave B. I've been following Darko's protocol for the last 8 months. It has been beyond my wildest expectations. I'll never go back to the way I ate before. I had developed arthritis and an autoimmune disease. Medicine had no answers except drugs. I am 100% recovered now. I can't say enough good things about this protocol. Numerous other ailments have cleared up as well. I used to have some sore muscles with knots. I got a massage for them once a week to control the pain. Now I have no knots, and my massage therapist even said that I have the most limber muscles of them all. My neck used to pop as I rolled my head around. Even that has disappeared. I sleep great, I have normal blood pressure, I have amazing energy, and I look even younger. Thanks Darko, grace of God I found you. Next testimonial is by Ing M. Now that 45 days have passed since I started your diet, I would like to share some of my experiences. First off, my mental clarity, physical strength, my emotional status, and energy level all seem to have improved considerably. Something I notice is that I'm more grateful for each and every day. I wake up in the morning and never experience fatigue, except for when I have been drinking wine. My skin tone is more radiant, I'm not so pale, and my skin is softer than it used to be. The problems with my arthritis and fingers have sadly not yet disappeared. There's just some tenderness, and I notice especially on my left hands and fingers, although I notice that the conditions have not deteriorated, are still annoying to me. Some days are better than others. The structure of my nails are still striped, which is a sign that my nutritional digestion and absorption is lacking, or that I'm still dehydrated. I've experienced constipation, although not serious, and as you're right, it may disappear. I will try to minimize my cheese intake, as this might be contributing, because cheese is a dehydrated food. Next up is Jay's testimonial. Darko, couple of things I didn't mention previously for your records. I had this toenail fungus for years, maybe 5 or 6 years. 2 years ago I was putting all kinds of oils on it, but it did not go away. Well, after 9 months of pulsing, it is gone. The less of it just grew out this week. Also, when I gave blood a few months back, the technician told me it only cost 20 minutes. It was half the time it normally takes. All the other people that started with me were still giving blood when I left, so that means my blood is thinner, which means it's better, right? I was looking at our old emails, and you say the maintenance of pulsing is 2 months a year. So I'm going to try to keep changing up my diet to be correct and go for a lower carb diet. I still think my diet was good previously until my LDL shot up. One thing I did notice when I started using the raw milk is that I gained a few pounds. I will tweak it. Next testimonials by Charles Wildbank. Since I've been informed about Darko's health advisories, I have seriously paid closer attention to my water and Celtic sea salt intake. Lately, people have been telling me how much more robust I appear in health. I still have ways to go to restore my muscles' elasticity, though. Also, I noticed it easier to read without my reading glasses. I'm sure other residual diseases that I could be unaware of would eventually leave my body as my cells repair daily. Thank you, Darko Velcek, for your work. Next testimonial is by Elcare, or iCare. I've been hydrating since Easter. I started going slow and getting to a very high ingestion of plasma, but only changed my diet recently, since a month or so. So far, I haven't experienced any negative side effects yet. Avoiding any carbs and veggies made my many cravings for sugars and sweets really high, even more than I was already experiencing during the last couple of years. But suddenly, on day 4, all my cravings magically disappeared, and I haven't experienced any since then. This is probably because of ketosis. My level of hydration seems to be getting slowly better, as I can see from the signs on my face. My tongue and the very dry bottom of my heels with big cracks, which I had for the last 25 years, I'm 48 now, are almost totally gone. The only thing that I'm still doing wrong is smoking, which I'm having some really hard times quitting. But I've greatly diminished it. Next up is Susie's testimonial. After following Dr. Mercula's Colorado cleanse, my body changed from easily going back to very lean and healthy after a fast to being full of cellulite. This wasn't good. Years later, I'm still dealing with these issues. But thanks to Darko, and since I've been over a week on your protocol, I'm experiencing positive and dramatic changes. Also, the whites of my eyes are getting whiter again, after the cleanse turned them yellow. I hope I will continue to see improvements. Next up is Andy. I'm approaching 60, have thick, full hair, and while it had been completely grey, color is slowly returning with time on the SHP. When I started the SHP, I had eczema on my hands and feet, corresponding to dry skin at those extremities, and those quickly resolved. Even so, they will sometimes go suddenly dry for a few days before gradually hydrating again, even though my daily hydration is actually fairly consistent. Darko is often mentioned an ebb and flow phenomenon to the protocol, and I suppose that's what happened to my feet. Next testimonial is by H. Several times I've intended to write you but gotten distracted. I'm doing well. Yes, there are detoxification symptoms, but overall I am feeling stronger and I am appreciating the road to recovery. I am accomplishing loose elimination daily. It is a miracle in itself. My joints are getting better. I've been using seawater and it's very powerful. My diet consists of raw eggs, raw meats, dairy products, and a small bit of fruit and salad. I feel very satisfied and stable with my diet for the first time. Many thanks for your guidance and support. I feel gratitude for you and the SHP every day. This is the testimonial by a musician's son. My father is a musician. A couple of years ago he was diagnosed with arthritis in both hands. For the past 12 months, he has been following your advice of drinking sea salt water and now is fully healed. As a family, we are all going to start your protocol. Next testimonial is by Marie. Well, I think the protocol and the saltwater cleansing is great. I have been having awful shoulder pain, possibly a strain from lifting and from the daily restraining work that I do. I also had these stabbing pains in various places. It ached and throbbed. Around my shoulder region in the back and front, my shoulder blade, my bicep and my elbow. I was in agony every evening. My left arm had to help stabilize my right arm at night and in the morning, until the stiffness wore out. I woke up at night in pain sometimes, and from my experience from other pains, I just knew it was inflammation and it was trying to heal. I tried fasting, which helped in the past, but it was not working this time. I was so exhausted in the evening from no food and pain that I had to soak in hot water to even get moving in the morning. I was even considering using a sling. So yesterday, I just did 3 banana shakes and my 3 liters of water and soaked in the hot tub before I went to bed. Lo and behold, the pain for all purposes was gone when I woke up this morning. I'm sure that I was not only trying to heal my recent strain, which I had no popping or tearing sound, so I figured the shoulder was just overworked. But since it was my dominant arm, there were probably old injuries I still had to heal. I guess I was just not eating enough and focusing too much on trying to lose weight. I'm still amazed at my shoulder as I type this. The kind of pain does not just disappear overnight, but it did. And thanks for admitting you ate pizza, Darko. I've slipped up plenty on the protocol, but this experience has been a real eye-opener and has put me back on track again to the basics of the protocol. The protocol brings out low-grade inflammation and infections that I didn't know I had, like toothaches. No wonder I am getting more and more energy. The other day I realized I had another inflammation around my belly button area. It was itching. And I would never notice this if it was not for the SHP. I will be using coconut oil and colloidal silver to help out healing this. It is already showing healing signs. Next testimonial is by Daniela Jeffrey. I've been using Dr. Darko's protocol since May 2011 for 5 months and on a daily basis since 1 week. I followed it scrupulously and it has changed my life as I had to change my eating habits. I've observed many improvements in my health, end of headaches, and the arthritis pains in my fingers, and even my insomnia got a lot better. I also stopped using supplements as I changed my diet. I seem to worry less and I feel like that my stress levels have been significantly lowered. I'm very pleased with the results. I enjoy the banana shake and it makes a good breakfast. Besides that, I have fish, tuna, salmon or snapper. I bake natural chicken and I learned from Dr. Darko that animal fat is good for the brain cells, so I'll even add pork to my diet. I use a lot of butter and any other side ingredients advised in the protocol. I have started to use the magnetic pulsar. It removes the pain from my body almost instantly. I have lost from 6 to 10 pounds during my time on the protocol, and the extra fat on my chin, neck and arms and belly is surely disappearing. This is Nina's testimonial. Just like I read your post about how you drink 1 liter of sea salt water upon waking, then another liter after lunch. So I tried the same thing 2 days ago. I still can't believe what happened. I have been feeling like I had a stiff lower back upon waking for the past 6 months, since I began drinking 3 liters of plain water daily. Before it was hard to even brush my teeth because I could not bend forward enough to bend over the sink. After 5 or 7 minutes of drinking the plasma, I could feel my spine actually absorbing the water and I felt relief immediately. I think the entire liter went into my spine. Now 3 days later my back stiffness is 80% gone. Perhaps if I increase the saltwater intake, it might go too. I gave it to my husband. 2 things happened. He becomes immediately very relaxed and sleeps a deep sleep. He has been under a lot of stress lately, so this is very good for him. Also, he had a small pain in his pinky, possibly inflammation, for many months, but he didn't tell me about it. And yesterday he said, whatever he gave me took away my pinky pain. The next testimonial is by Mike. Hi Darko, I've been doing well with drinking plasma and usually drink 4 to 6 liters a day. I'm off the antidepressants now, and things are going great. I was brutally sick for a day or two like you warned me when my cells began to be cleansed. But I'm okay now. Once in a while I still experience the chills, but that's about it. I'm walking and exercising more and I feel more and more great each day. I don't think I need any more of your help in terms of cleansing, but I don't know for sure. I'll definitely keep in contact with you. Next testimonial is by A.G. I'm doing the SHP for almost 4 months now, having daily morning diarrhea and feeling overall great, with lots of energy. My skin is much smoother and not dry like before. I imagine the same happened to my internal organs. Next testimonial is by Caroline. I want to let you know how I'm doing. I'm improving greatly. I'm starting to sleep better and have less anxiety from the heavy metals in my brain. I've just started a new business in technology and digital currency, and it's just so good using my brain and applying my skills again. I'm getting out with people socially too. Next testimonial is by Step. I truly appreciate all you do. I've been following your protocol for almost 3 years now, and you've completely changed the very fabric of my life. I'm still young, but the medical issues that I was having were growing worse. Namely, I suffered from asthma from my childhood, among many other things, and into my teens. And as I turned into my 20s, it reached an all-time high. My breathing was worsening, I was on my inhaler every 4 hours, and I had to take steroids on top of that. Needless to say, I was very sick, very sad, and my body was screaming for help. I probably spent every day crying and depressed from the medication and the food, which at the time I assumed to be healthy. I lived my life by intervals of 4 hours, with my alveoli tubes tightening with each tick of the clock. Luckily, the universe was looking out for me. My best friend's mom, who has followed you for years, introduced both me and my best friend to your way of eating, and most importantly, to plasma. Since that day, I have never ever looked back once. I am coming up on my 3-year anniversary of not touching my inhaler at all. I used to carry it with me in my purse in case of emergencies, but I don't even do that anymore. I don't live my life by counting hours. I can walk and I run and laugh without fear of my lungs. Now I am rarely sick. And even when I am, it's so insignificant. I have so much more energy and vitality for life that I never knew could exist. I've always been a very open person when it comes to knowledge, and I'm so happy I took this leap. My life and existence has been altered by your amazing work. I radiate happiness all the time. My body has become a celestial temple and I feel like a goddess. There's not enough words or energy that I could share with you to show my gratitude and thanks. The next testimonial is by Nikolai C. Hey Darko, I just want to let you know that I'm here and I'm very grateful for your work. I'm 26 years old and about half a year ago I discovered your videos. Within a few weeks, I watched almost all of them. Some many times. I already had a strong sense that much of what we were told about health in the world was misleading. The first video I saw from you was about cellular hydration, but very quickly I felt that if the real truth about health existed, it would probably be presented exactly the way you present. When you explained that raw meat is the healthiest food, many of my assumptions collapsed. I had been vegetarian for 15 years because of the family influence and what I believed for health reasons, and I had never seriously questioned it. After briefly looking into the fears surrounding raw meat, I became convinced and changed my diet the next day. I started with your shake, and within a few days my digestion, mood and energy began to improve drastically. I had always struggled with carbohydrates and plant foods because my body is very sensitive, and meals often felt unpleasant. Those problems are now gone. Since then, I've been following the protocol and things have been unfolding just as you described. I still experience some cleansing symptoms and energy fluctuations, but overall I feel a big shift. The work helped me understand things I have been searching for years. I'm incredibly thankful for your teachings. They've opened a completely new chapter in my life. As my energy continues to improve, I'll share more about my experiences with the Self-Leadership Protocol. Thank you for what you do. The next testimonial is by Brian. Thanks to Darko, I switched from drinking plain water alone to drinking water with added natural coarse gray sea salt. I add about 5 grams of sea salt to 1.3 liters of filtered water. I begin my day with a glass of this water, plus salt upon awakening, and take my probiotics with it. I drink the remainder along with other liquids and water-rich foods, evenly throughout the day. Before I made this change, my kidneys were in very poor condition, and my blood pressure was high. I suffered from recurrent bladder and kidney infections, occasional kidney pain, and difficulties passing urine due to an overstretched bladder. This is caused by an earlier prostate issue. I also have bladder pains, which appeared to be caused by a bladder cyst or even bladder cancer. After 7 months on Darko's water plus sea salt regimen, the results have been nothing short of miraculous. The kidney pains are gone, my blood pressure is normalized, the bladder and kidney infections are history, and the bladder pains have disappeared. My urine is now clear, with a healthy pale yellow straw color, and I can eat potassium and phosphorus-rich foods without any issues. I am grateful that I listened to Darko rather than conventional medical advice about reducing my salt intake. Reading his books and blogs helps you understand that cells cannot properly hydrate without electrolytes naturally present in sea salt, and without proper hydration they cannot heal. The next testimonial is by Gaisha V. My name is Gaisha Vasquez. My daughter Patricia Andrea Obando Vasquez was born with spina bifida and was diagnosed with distal renal tubular acidosis shortly before she turned 3 months old. As part of her treatment, she was prescribed 10% potassium citrate. At first the doses were small, but as she grew, the dosage was gradually increased until she was taking it 3 times a day. This treatment affected her kidneys. In addition, her sleep was very irregular. During her first 2.5 years, she barely slept, often resting only 20 minutes at a time before waking up again. She was also neurologically affected. From a very young age, she was treated by various specialists, including physiotherapists, occupational therapists, and educational psychologists. Her health condition was unpredictable. Fevers, vomiting, and diarrhea were constant. We frequently had to rush to the doctor for one reason or another. In 2010, Dr. Darko spoke to me about this innovative health treatment. After listening to his explanations and considering it after many years of medical treatment my daughter had not overcome her problems, I decided to stop administering the medication and try this new approach by Dr. Darko. I followed the protocol exactly as he instructed and began using the electrostimulator pulser. At first the process was difficult for both me and Patricia. She experienced vomiting, fever, and diarrhea, but Dr. Darko explained that these symptoms were part of a detoxification process and that I needed to be patient. As the months passed, she gradually improved and all those disorders disappeared. Laboratory tests showed increasingly positive results. Today, Patricia is 15 years old. She's in her 4th year of high school with very good grades and has overcome every challenge with love, gratitude, and dedication. Thank you very much. I hope this testimony can help many people. Have faith and trust. God bless you. Next testimonial is by Gary. I want to let you know that I've been on your protocol since March 2021. I thought you'd like some feedback. I had my 6-month appointment with my naturopath yesterday. He was excited about my results. He said my acidity levels have been reduced substantially to where I'm almost neutral now. My kidney test also returned to normal. My suitable heel fungus has subsided as my liver has become more functional, but it still needs some improvement. He has said he has never seen such big improvements in between sessions. I told him about you and your protocol. I suggested the two of you maybe should connect. He was very interested and aligned with what you are recommending. Thank you for all that you have shared with me and with the world, from the deepest of my heart. Sending you much love. The next testimonial is by Peter K. Here's my story, hoping that it may help others. I am 50 years old, and even though I've been cutting out carbs for nearly 20 years, I could never take the plunge and cut them out entirely, until I stumbled upon Darko's blog. Even then, it would take me almost 2 years before I finally did it. However, I did start drinking salty water, which I do so pretty liberally now. I'll go through 500 grams of Celtic sea salt in a month, and I must admit that I haven't completely implemented the protocol strictly, as I still have some coffee and half of the time I cook my meat. But I'm very strict about no carbs. I love the idea of a raw egg and banana shake, and this makes for a nice quick meal. However, the main thing is that I've never felt better right now, and I think I will never go back to eating carbs. I eat a lot of saturated fat and was finally able to put on some weight as I was on the light side for the past 20 years or so. And to make things better, it's not fat I put on muscle, with a bit of help from resistance training. My blood pressure is 120 out of 75, and resting heart rate is now in the 50s. All my friends think that I avoid salt, but that's definitely not the case. Some other benefits of this lifestyle are having constant energy levels regardless of the amount of sleep or time between meals, no hunger pangs, no going weak, no headaches, and an improved immune system. And above all else, my lactose intolerance has disappeared. I can now eat as much cheese as I want. Thanks, Darko. The next testimonial is by Michael Gladys. Less than a year ago, I reached a turning point in my life. After years of managing diabetes with large doses of insulin, along with blood pressure and cholesterol medication, a workplace accident left me inactive for nearly a year. My weight climbed from 75 kilos to 98 kilos. My blood sugar spiraled out of control, and I underwent emergency surgery for a strangulated bowel. At 65, I was in terrible shape, unable to walk 50 meters without resting, and dependent on multiple medications. Around that time, I met Dr. Darko Velcek, whose research on nutrition and lifestyle inspired me to make a complete change. Although I was skeptical, I decided I wasn't ready to give up my life. I committed to his recommended lifestyle adjustments, including major dietary changes and eliminating alcohol and smoking. Today at 67, I feel better than I have in 20 years. I've lost 25 kilos and stabilized my weight at 75 kilos. I exercise daily and have eliminated most of my medications, including insulin. And I would take only a daily diabetic tablet, and my blood sugar is under control. I remain a skeptic by nature, but I am deeply grateful to Dr. Darko and his wife for motivating me to transform my health and reclaim my life. Next testimonial is by Zora. I would like to share my sister's experience with her blood sugar levels. She suddenly began experiencing extreme thirst, fatigue, and strong sugar cravings. When she checked her blood pressure, it was 25. The next day she was hospitalized and started on intensive insulin therapy, over 40 units per day, including both long-acting and fast-acting insulin. She remained in the hospital for 10 days and was told she might need insulin permanently, although one doctor mentioned tablets could be possible in the future. After her discharge, we encouraged her to try your protocol. The hospital staff had refused to allow any changes during her stay, but once home, she decided to begin. She carefully monitored her blood sugar and gradually reduced her insulin by 2 units per day. Within days, she felt noticeably better, which strengthened her confidence in the protocol. After about 10 days, her insulin was reduced to just 4 units daily. Despite concerns about her doctor's reaction, she continued progressing and stopped insulin completely 2 days later. She has now been insulin-free for over a month. At her follow-up appointment, her doctor acknowledged her progress and advised continued monitoring. Currently, her morning blood sugar ranges between 6.2 and 8.5, with similar readings throughout the day. She continues following the protocol consistently. Next testimonial is by Wolf Ray. When I first found Darko's site back in 2020, it was unfortunately a bit late to fully help my elderly dog, but I was still able to do some good. Sometime before that, a vet had detected a heart murmur and wanted to sell me expensive medication for my dog. I refused, as I've always avoided taking medicine myself and for my dog, even long before discovering the SHP. Instead, I started to give my dog plasma to drink. My dog had already been eating raw meat for a few years, and he has never been spayed or vaccinated. 6 months later, I returned to the vet for another check. This time they couldn't hear the heart murmur anymore. When I explained what I had done, they didn't believe me and even called me crazy for giving salt to my dog. After that, I never went back. My dog was already quite old and couldn't fully recover, but he still lived to the age of 17. Now I have another dog, and this time I can give them the benefits of the SHP from the very beginning. We don't visit vets, and instead spend our time enjoying many adventures together. I've tried to raise awareness among other dog owners about what I believe are misconceptions in the medical world, but most people don't want to hear it. Some have even reacted negatively when I tried to share my perspective. Cognitive dissonance can be a powerful thing. Next up is Eva La Roche testimonial. I have overwhelming gratitude for Darko and the guidance he's given me on the SHP journey. Since starting the protocol on April 5th, I've experienced more progress in 3 months than I did in years of trying other approaches. I recently turned 59, and my biggest lifelong issue was severe constipation with extremely hard stools. Over the years, I tried many diets, 100% raw vegan, raw animal-based, paleo, keto, and even started eating normal again out of frustration. Raw vegan left me with signs of hypothyroidism and osteoporosis, though later dietary changes helped reverse the osteoporosis. Nothing truly resolved the thyroid issues or lifelong constipation until I eventually found raw carnivore, which improved my digestion significantly. However, it wasn't until I began SHP that I felt a real change on a deeper level. Beyond digestion, I've experienced major improvements mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. My motivation and mood have transformed. I no longer procrastinate or approach tasks with dread. I feel kinder, calmer, more patient, and far less reactive. Physically, I've noticed increased energy, stamina, strength, mental clarity, and reduced body pain, and generally a calmer nervous system. There's a deep sense of peace and certainty that I'm planning on the right path. In just 3 months, SHP has taken me further than any other protocol. Next up is Linda Lifesave's testimonial. I read Darko's manual and immediately knew that this protocol made perfect sense to me, so I contacted Darko for a consultation. I started the protocol on December 28, 2014. If I shared my last 45 days with you, you would find it difficult to believe, so I will just give you a brief summary of the major happenings. I had been on thyroid medicine for 15 years after having my thyroid removed due to what the medical profession called radiation poisoning. At 18 days into my new way of living, I stopped my medicine and I am in the process of growing back my thyroid with very few side effects. I was on a pain patch for 7 years that is 81 times stronger than morphine. I had to try to get off the patch several times, but the result was the unbearable return of the pain that I had lived with for 8 years prior to that. After doing the Celtic sea salt approach and the Dr. Darko drink for only 5 days, I removed the patch. I experienced no drug withdrawals and was pain-free for the first time in 15 years. I was also on blood pressure medicine for about 5 years. I stopped at the very first day and stopped smoking and drinking as well, even coffee with no side effects. My blood pressure is perfect now. So that is just a part of this miraculous journey. As Darko says, it's all about knowledge. That is what he's doing for the human race. So with much gratitude in my heart, I say thank you, Darko, and thank you, Helena, for sharing your husband with us all. Next testimonial is by Nicholas. Another success story I want to share with you. My friend complained of allodynia, sensory pain when touching the skin, and being cold all the time. I recommended plasma and getting rid of fluoride so that the thyroid can access the iodine and help myelation. 1 week later, the sensory pain is gone and he's no longer cold all the time. Next testimonial is by Chris Lane. Thanks again, Darko. Your protocol has saved my mum from a hysterectomy with a complete reversal and recovery verified by doctors and tests with diagnosis. Life-changing stuff. Next testimonial is by D. Just wanted to update you on my good health. My lump on my right breast that was almost the size of a golf ball is completely gone. My gallbladder is definitely not bothering me anymore and my left ovary is no longer painful. Thank you so much for your support on the salt protocol. Next testimonial is of a client with lupus who got her period back. Hi Darko. As I thought, I did menstruate for full days after you told me that. I didn't get my period for the last couple of years. It was the cleansing that caused my period coming back, right? I feel better after it ended. Most of the symptoms are gone, like the anger, the emotional issues, and even the energy has increased. The only thing that still really bothers me is the bloating and gassiness. I have it all day and it's very annoying. Is there something else that I can add, or should I just be patient and it will get better this time? Next testimonial is by Franklin. I very much appreciate you and your wisdom that you share. Finding you has opened up the floodgates for me. The world of sea salt and water and raw food. Mind blown. For the past 2 weeks, I first spent a few days getting my body used to a couple glasses of salt water a day. I then stepped up to a light version of the SHP, enough to cause diarrhea. Toe in the water kind of thing, just to get a taste of what I was, as I was unsure of the protocol at first. While waiting for the salt water to pass through my system, I used the soda poser for 15 to 30 minutes. I stopped all stimulant supplements, as you said in the protocol, and then I would eat a banana shake. That's one of my favorite meals of all time now. I instantly felt the results. I've been starting to slim down, my health's been feeling clearer, my eyesight has been improving, my intense exercise has been easier, actual muscle growth is happening, I've been getting deeper sleep, reduced hunger pangs, and something that really surprised me, I've been getting more and more drugs for years, the smoking, the drinking, the bad diet. It's all been taking a toll on me. And along the way, I stopped sweating as much. But in the second week after following the protocol, I just sweat like crazy throughout the day, and it feels amazing. And I gotta tell you, I think you already know the answer. This protocol is fucking fantastic. The next testimonial is by Genjam01. I started drinking plasma in 2021. The great surprise was that a slip disc and general back problems I had since 2012, possibly earlier, that gave me immense pain at times, has now healed 100%. The reason it didn't happen sooner was that I couldn't fully give up carbs. Now I have no problems running and swimming, and my waist size has even reduced. My muscle has increased, and I no longer have hunger cravings, and as a result I have better sleep. Thanks again, Darko, for sharing your knowledge. Next up is Shaheen's testimonial. Quick update for you. My fatigue is 80% cured, and I am no longer bedbound. I'm able to exercise without getting dizzy. I can feel my body becoming stronger and stronger. It even looks more toned. My anxiety levels have gone, and I no longer feel fear. In fact, I feel very relaxed and now content that I have stable energy. My blood sugar is no longer yo-yoing, my fascia is tightening, and my Epstein-Barr virus seems to have disappeared. I'm so happy that I have managed to overcome this problem with your precious guidance and support. The only concern that I still have is that my pelvis and left ovaries still ache, and I still have some dark brown stain towards the end of my period and on ovulation, which means my endometriosis tubes have not fully cleared. My wrists are also extremely sore from the electrical pulsar, making it difficult to use daily. Next testimonial is by Joe. Thank you for sharing the light, Darko. I really enjoy your books and your educational programs. I was introduced to your work via the Patrick Timpone show a few weeks ago, and what you communicated was so clear to me. 3 weeks ago I started your program and I'm experiencing terrific results. For example, I ran a 50k mountain trail race with 7,000 feet of elevation over the weekend. I started my day with 1 liter of plasma, followed by your shake 1 hour later. I'm still toxic after 54 years of abusing my body, so I'm flushing it out through the bag in the morning. I actually welcome it because I understand why I'm going through this phase. During the race I carried a pouch of sea salt and drank nothing but pure plasma. None of that idiotic Gatorade. I drank plasma all day. I ate raw, fatty smoked bacon for fuel, passing on all the sugar and starches at the aid stations. In the past I used to get horrible leg cramps at this event, but not this weekend. I used to take all sorts of supplements during these races, but nothing seemed to work. I started using sea salt in the past as an experiment, but your program demonstrated the proper ratios, and it really helped me out. I felt energized the entire race and beat my previous best time by 1 hour and 32 minutes. I know you are a cyclist, so you can understand the massive improvement. The only variable that changed was the introduction of your protocol. Thank you for continuing to share your knowledge with us. My mind, body, and spirit are improving daily. You are making a difference. Next up is T's testimonial. Hi Darko, I'm doing well. Very well in fact. I still get some pain in my back, but mostly only when I do too much that day and the muscles get tired. My workout routine is awesome and I just keep getting stronger. I'm sleeping much better these days as well. I'm still dealing with a bit of bone pain, but that's nothing compared to what it used to be, and I think by the end of the summer or soon it will be gone too. Given I have been on narcotics for over 8 years and 41 other medications plus cannabis, I think it is taking a toll on my body to recover. It will take a bit longer than most people, but I'm going to be as strong as Superman by the end of the year. I'm adding muscle mass and strength each week now. I'm gaining weight and I'm now up to 168 pounds. My previous 155 pounds, just a few months ago. My target goal is 175 pounds with 6-pack abs like I had in my 20s. I can see my abs coming in too, so I can fully believe it's possible. I'm going out to buy new clothes because my old clothes aren't fitting me anymore. I'm so busy living life again instead of sitting on my couch and watching TV all day in pain. This protocol is like a miracle. I'm a whole new person. I don't even have a need anymore for the blue pill that I needed for my erectile dysfunction, and my life is very happy about that. Next up is Jomari Tovar's testimonial. My name is Jomari Tovar. I'm 40 years old and live in Venezuela. In my early 30s, after years of stress, inactivity, and smoking, I was diagnosed with a supraventricular cardiac arrhythmia and a mitral valve prolapse. My health kept declining and my propranolol dosage increased to 160 milligrams per day. I was constantly fatigued and even climbing the stairs was difficult for me. After changing my lifestyle, I quit smoking, I improved my diet, I started walking regularly, I started using the pulser, and I started drinking water with sea salt. My health improved significantly. I stopped taking medication and I regained my energy. I feel healthier, happier, and stronger than ever before. Any heart-related symptoms have improved greatly. Next up is Charles's testimonial. His wife Mary was resistant to losing weight for 9 years, but now she can fit into her old pants. Thanks to your protocol. The weight loss was so gradual and easy. She had no hunger issues. She even eats whole milk yogurt with me in our smoothie bowls, and we believe in your coconut oil fat concept as well. We even do the sea salt. Thanks so much. She's so happy. Next up is Scuddy. I have some good news to share. My PSA levels has continued to decrease and I was 8.8. Previously it was 27, then 15, and then 14. So it's gradually going down. In addition, my ferritin level was around 450 2 months ago has now dropped to 278, which is within the normal range. This improvement happened without any blood being drawn. According to doctors, this condition can usually only be improved through blood removal, so this is encouraging. Thank you, Darko, you are doing great work. Next up is Hambi's testimonial. 5 months ago I was extremely sick. I had severe inflammation throughout my whole body, infections in my epididymis, costochondritis, and constant fear around food and microbes. I lost a lot of weight and felt physically and mentally broken. After discovering your work and committing to your protocol, everything began to slowly change. Despite being only 18 years old and having limited money, I chose to prioritize my health and fully commit to it. Today I feel about 95% recovered. The inflammation and pain have greatly reduced. My body feels like it's healing. My mind is clear again. The fear is gone. I'm thinking about my future with hope. You are truly changing my life. Thank you. This was the last testimonial. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you have your own story you want to share, send me a message. And I might make a new video including more testimonials. I also hope to make a a new video soon containing video testimonials to help convince people even more to try out the protocol. And I hope you guys enjoyed and see you in the next one.